Welcome back, everybody.
It's the Buko Boys.
Episode 29.
I'm DVO.
And I'm Dale.
Welcome back, guys.
Here we are in the Buko Boys studio.
Yeah, we're continuously working on our equipment, so let us know how this is sounding. Hopefully it sounds really good.
So yeah, last time having some issues with the computer program. Switched to a whole new concept.
So let us know how it sounds.
Yep.
So I want to talk about, I like to go back to the old school. Sunday nights. Sunday nights were awesome when you didn't have to have responsibilities of being an adult.
Right, because there was just watching TV Sunday night, primetime TV Sunday night.
Because like you sat down with the family, like the only stress I remember on a Sunday is being forced to eat vegetables.
Yep.
Like that was like my biggest stress. Like, I hope there's not too many vegetables for dinner this evening.
You know what was the worst?
What?
It always made me gag. Canned green beans.
I still hate it to this day.
I hate it to this day. Yeah, the smell of it makes me gag.
Yeah, they don't taste like green beans, that's for sure.
No, they taste like some kind of weird juice.
Yeah.
Weird green bean juice.
And another thing I didn't like was cauliflower.
Yeah, because there's no flavor, really.
And I still don't really like it.
Yeah.
But I like vegetables now.
You know what? I acquired a taste for asparagus and Brussels sprouts.
They're so good.
And I never cared for those as a kid. We actually never really ate them. And when we did, I was like, eh.
Right. And I like vegetables now. It's funny how your palate does change, though.
Yeah, my palate has definitely changed.
Like, I could eat like donuts every day when I was a kid. Now it's like I would get sick of the thought of eating them every day.
Right? But
Yeah,
one
funny.
thing hasn't changed is the taste for canned green beans. I still hate
Nope, don't like those because that's not real. I actually like raw green beans. I don't know if you had those.
Yeah, raw green beans or like the long ones called long beans.
Yeah,
Those are really good too.
I like those. I like those a lot.
But fresh and cooked at home, not canned and soaked in juice.
Preservative. Yeah, so that was like our only stress. But then I remember around maybe 6 o'clock on Sunday, all the good shows came on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if you even. I don't remember myself. I can't remember like the format. I know 7 o'clock was The Simpsons.
Well, it started with Married with Children.
Was that at 6?
I believe that was the first one.
Married with
6.
Children.
And then there was that time slot, just different shows. That
Yeah, just
they would try out.
kind of would go cycle through.
And then 7 o'clock was Simpsons. And then after Simpsons, In Living Color.
In Living Color.
The best damn skit show ever made.
You can do what you wanna do.
In Living Color.
That was so awesome. And the talent, though.
Oh, yeah.
On that show was incredible.
I think it blew Saturday Night Live out for a while, huh?
Oh, it had to. It had to.
Yeah, the talent, everyone just kind of like blew up. Except there was a few people that actually had a lot of talent that didn't blow up.
Yeah.
Remember that one white lady that
With
started?
the red hair?
Yes.
Red curly hair, yeah.
Uh-huh.
She just did like a lot of features in movies.
Right. She was just kind of here and there.
Yeah. She wasn't like a main character or a main actress. She just
No.
kind of did things here. Like she was on Seinfeld. Seen her in a couple movies where she like has a kid or,
Yeah, but never a starring role.
never starring role.
But she had talent. She was funny.
She was
but
funny.
I don't know what happened with her. Did she do stand-up or something, maybe?
I know majority of them started off in
Well,
stand-up.
yeah, all of them started off in stand-up.
And
I think except for the Keenan, or the
Wayans.
the Wayans family.
how did they start then? That makes me wonder.
Well,
It was like, Sean, wait, who was the
Keenan Ivory.
Keenan
Wayans.
Ivory. He's like the Tyler Perry of today, right? Would you
Well,
compare it to that?
No, because Tyler Perry is huge.
Right.
Doing all sorts of things, like pretty much his own production company.
Yeah.
Keenan Ivory Wayans just had this show, and then he starred in a couple movies, but he never had the type of capital to create his
hugeness.
own. Yeah. Tyler Perry got real huge.
And you know what? I hate to say this. I'm not the hugest Tyler Perry. I'm not a big fan of the whole Medea thing, I guess.
I never was until I watched it. You've never watched it, obviously.
I've watched one, and I mean, it was funny. It just wasn't like something that I wanted to see all the time.
It wasn't something I would like go out and be a huge fan about and watch every one of them.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny for what it is. I mean, it's just haha humor. It's nothing to expect. Like, that was such a good movie.
Right.
All those movies they always have like a lesson to be learned. And
yes, yeah.
learn your damn lesson from Medea, and then move on. In the meantime, she's doing hood ratchet shit the whole time.
The character is funny. Like I get why people like it. It's just not my favorite thing.
Right.
I just don't get it.
I don't like the story and the lessons that go along with the movie.
Yeah.
Because it gets too corny. But it just Medea and the stupid shit she says, and the other old people that
there's funny points for sure.
Yeah,
funny
the banter
moments.
is hilarious.
Yeah, and I actually have a lot of respect for Tyler Perry. I think what he's done is amazing. But Keenen Ivory, like he really, I think he was doing. He wasn't at the magnitude of Tyler Perry, but he had some big things going. Just didn't really, it didn't really just grow maybe to what his talents could have been, maybe because he was talented. The whole family's talented.
Yeah, and I think it just. I don't know what happened, why it kind of fizzled out. But
him, like
yeah.
Well, I think it's the competition of all the siblings. Like he's kind of they share that name, and then it's just like being spread around a lot. Maybe.
But also around when A Living Color was dying off, they came out with like Mad TV.
Yeah.
And then the kids had their own thing, on Nickelodeon, all that. So you kind of had all that coming out, and then you had Mad TV. So you gave them competition, and a lot of their big names had left the show already. Jim Carrey was doing his own thing. Damon Wayans was gone. Sean and Marlon were gone. I don't know who else they really had. I think Sean and Marlon stayed for a while, but
Sean and Marlon did. They brought Jamie Foxx in. That was
Jamie
huge.
Foxx came in when it was still during its golden prime.
Yeah. I mean, if you think back at that cast, everyone you just mentioned, Tommy Davidson,
Jim Carrey.
Who's the other one?
Which one are you thinking?
David Allen Greer.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And he's on a new show right now, and he looks old as shit.
Yeah, all white
and that's the premise of the show, but I'm like, oh man, it's hard to see the people you grew up with.
But think about when that show came out, it was 30 years ago.
I know. And that's what's happening. That's the point of this, right? It's the 30th anniversary. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so Living Color is having a 30th reunion, 25 years from when the last episode aired is what it is.
Oh, okay.
So 25 years from the last episode airing, and they're doing a reunion at the New York, the Tribeca Film Festival.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking when I first read this article, or saw the headline, that they were going to be actually reuniting to do an episode together, but that's not the case. They're just reuniting to watch the first In Living Color, the pilot episode. They're going to watch that together as a cast, and then be in a panel with people asking questions and all that.
Yeah, when I was reading the article, it said in a Living Color movie, which didn't make sense, but maybe they're going to be recording, or maybe you're watching a panel.
Talking about the movie festival.
Could be, yeah. I wonder what the premise is, but I thought it'd be fun to go back to it. And if you guys are a younger crowd and haven't heard of In Living Color, you need to YouTube that shit.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's classic skits.
Do you have I want to talk first. Do you have a favorite characters from the skits, and do you have a favorite person, or when you thought really blew up?
Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans was my favorite person on the show, and his character, Homie the Clown, was my favorite. I remember I even was Homie the Clown for Halloween.
You had your sock.
I had my sock filled with other socks so I could hit people over the head and say, "Homie, don't play that." And I had the wig, and then I had the bald wig that went over the clown wig. Didn't really work out too well. And then, just walking around acting pissed off, hitting people with my sock. Homie, don't play that.
It was such a funny character. He was so urban and just made fun of everybody.
Yeah, and anytime someone was acting stupid, he hit him over the head.
Homie, don't play that.
Oh, that was my favorite. What about you?
It was also Damon Wayans' character of when he played the gay satire.
Antoine
Merriweather and Blaine Edwards or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And that was with David Allen Greer.
Yep.
And they just criticized everything: artwork, movies, people.
Men on Film.
Yes, was it. That was the show. Oh,
and they sat there with their legs
snaps
crossed.
into whatever.
And around the world.
It's so good. Do you guys remember that? I hope you guys remember this. It was hilarious. Wanda was really funny.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx's character Wanda.
She was at her lips.
I remember I used to always imitate that in school. I I'd run around and do it. Let me see if I can still do it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you get a surprise. You ready for this?
Let's see it. That's pretty good. Fire Marshal Bill, Jim Carrey's character.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I remember in elementary school on Mondays going back after watching an episode of In Living Color, and everybody would just be imitating what they saw on there. So people would they dry their teeth off and put their lips up.
Yeah.
And start going, let me tell you something.
Yeah, exactly. In Living Color, it was great, because they took Saturday Night Live and they made it, well, I'll use the word again, urban. Right? They made it to attract an urban crowd.
Yeah.
Because Saturday Night Live was mainly white people and like one or two...
More like political pop culture is what Saturday Night Live...
Good one. That's
political
a good one. Yeah.
is their biggest thing. And then pop culture. And then In Living Color did more of like your urban pop culture.
Right.
And then their own characters, of course, like Saturday Night Live had their own characters. They did their own characters.
And it was just pure... comedy skits. They're just pure comedy skits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was so funny. And it's fun. It's cool to see some people that blew up.
Oh, while we're on the subject of In Living Color and Saturday Night Live, there was somebody that transitioned through both of them in their early career.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rock.
Yes.
He was on both.
Now, was he a regular on In Living Color?
Not a regular. He probably came on, I would say, a small handful of
times. He's probably like good friends with Keenan Ivory. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, they were all on that comedy circuit.
Yeah, Keenan Ivory.
And I don't think Chris Rock was committed to Saturday Night Live or anything.
Huh?
Because I think Chris Rock for a long time was just doing special appearances, only doing some skits, but was never like an actual character of the show on a normal basis. Because he did that thing on In Living Color where he'd go like, how much is that? Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
How about I give you 10 cents and you give me a smell?
I forgot. I saw that picture. I'm like, wait, what character was that? It looked familiar.
Yeah, and then he did that on that one. He was on a movie. He played that character on a movie.
Was it Eddie Murphy movie?
No, I don't think it was Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
It might have been, but I know it was one of those blaxploitation films.
Okay.
And he did that in a rib shack. He was at a rib shack asking for ribs, and then he carried that character over into a Living Color.
Funny. That's funny. I love to see like Jim Carrey, like he really blew up from it.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans, like Marlon was like the little brother, and he really blew up from it.
Yeah, he did. He did a lot of things. I mean, even though he's not like a huge celebrity, he's done a lot.
Well, that Scary Movie franchise did really well.
I think that's a Keenan Ivory Wayans thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They were both in it.
Actually, you know what? He did have a production company.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
I was thinking that earlier when I was saying Tyler Perry had the money for a production company, I didn't think Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keenan Ivory just didn't do it to the magnitude that Tyler Perry did, but he had big things going. He had that movie "Don't Be a Menace to South Central" while drinking juice in your hood.
Yeah.
Juice in the hood.
Well, yeah, all those fake, like mock movies.
Yeah, they really blew that up too. The whole mock films where they just took a bunch of 4 or 5 funny films and took the best parts and made it their own.
Scary movie ones.
Yeah, they really did a good job on it.
So I think they are still doing some stuff. He's still making money off that for sure.
He's probably more behind the scenes now, behind the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah, you gotta imagine he's pretty old now.
I'm sure,
because he had to have been in his 30s when In Living Color started. And then this is 30 years later.
Well, okay, all right, remember when it first started? Shawn Wayans wasn't Shawn Wayans the skit.
SW1.
SW1
He was the DJ.
Spin it back, SW1.
Yeah.
He'd just be on the balcony and just
jamming out
with
Fly Girls.
Headphone and
have the Fly Girls come out.
Who was the Fly Girl?
Oh, you know who.
J-Lo. J-Lo was a Fly Girl with her short hair.
And then from being a Fly Girl, she got noticed and got accepted for the Selena movie.
Yes.
She just turned into...
She capitalized from her dancing to the acting and then the music.
And that ass.
That
J-Lo ass.
Man, you really, if you guys haven't seen it, like if you're a youngster, you need a YouTube in living color.
Watch some of those skits.
It's funny. I bet, you know what, I haven't seen it in a while. I bet it'd still be funny today.
It is. I watched, it still kind of airs here and there. And when I was working at Dan, and it would be on in the break room sometimes.
Okay.
And I'd watch a little bit of it here and there. Still funny.
It was good. I loved it. And that made Sunday nights the best.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, you had those shows. You had like that 2-hour block.
And what's funny is, of course, when we were kids, we didn't get a lot of the jokes.
No.
I tried to, and I remember when I did get some of the dirty jokes, it was like, ooh.
Oh, I remember I hear jokes about government cheese, like, government cheese.
I know.
I didn't know what it was, right? Now I'm like older, I'm like,
I really thought it was cheese.
Yeah, like, they're making fun of the government.
I always thought, like, is government cheese really bad? Was it, like, waxy or something? But even like Married with Children had some comedy that, of course, we didn't understand at the time, but we still laughed at it because the audience laughed.
Yeah, they had that laugh track.
Stupid audience laugh tracks.
It was great. That's what I remember about Sunday nights. I remember watching these 4 shows, and it just
I'll post an In Living Color thing on the social media. You can find us on Buko Boys podcast. But I'll post some pictures of In Living Color and see what was your guys' favorite characters?
Yeah, who's your favorite character? Was it one that we've already mentioned or something that we forgot maybe?
You know what else is crazy too when I think about? Like Damon Wayans, when he was at his prime during this, he had some stand-up specials.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking about his son being 14 and catching him masturbating.
Oh, yes.
Right? He's always talking about catching...
Well, I know we're going to go with this, but so before you say that, I do want to say... There is a stand-up, and I'm not sure if it's the same stand-up you're talking about, because I remember talking about his kids in it. Damon Wayans' stand-up is one of the funniest shit I've heard.
It is. His stand-up is so hilarious.
Good. And now he's like on that show on Fox, they did the remake Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I haven't been watching that.
But anyway, keep going. You're talking about his son.
But looking at his son now and how old his son is, and already doing these other movies, I'm like, am I that old?
I don't know if you guys realize who he is. Was it
his name is Damon Wayans?
His name is Damon Wayans Jr.
Yeah,
and he was on. He was with Mark Wahlberg.
Cops.
And what is it?
That one, Let's Be Cops.
Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
No.
Because he was on that.
With Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
When they're trying to be cops. It starts off with The Rock and Samuel Jackson. They jump off a building and die.
Yeah, the other guys.
The other guys, yes, good one. He's in that. He's one of the cops that always tease him. And then the other, what was the one you said?
Let's Be Cops.
Let's Be Cops, and they find these cop costumes for Halloween. Is that what
and
it is?
they just pretend to be cops to get the hook up on free stuff.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. I didn't realize it was his son.
I think he does stand up too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's funny seeing him and seeing his age and him looking a lot like Damon Wayans.
The older he gets, he sure does.
But being young and seeing Damon Wayans' stand-up at the time and Damon Wayans talking about his son and being a young teenager and seeing him now, I don't feel like I'm that old.
Well, you're old, so...
No, I'm not. I'm only like 21.
But yeah, I totally recommend, if you guys even remember it and now listening to us, I hope you guys are going to go YouTube some old episodes. Because it's good.
Yeah, it is. So let's talk about, there was a new trailer that just came out.
Yeah, we said we would talk about it when it came out.
And here it came out, Aladdin.
Will Smith is Genie.
So
I have my hesitations until I watch this trailer.
Exactly. I was not happy about, because I remember when they first posted a picture of him, he was normal Will Smith.
Yep.
And then they came out with those teasers where he was Big Blue Will Smith.
Yes.
And I was not digging that.
Yeah, so if you remember, some of my gripes about it was sometimes he looked like he was painted blue, sometimes it looked computer generated blue, sometimes it looked like there was a blue light shining on him. And we saw the trailer, and I like how it's going.
Yeah, it is. It looks pretty damn good. He's going to be regular colored Will Smith it looks like, for the majority of it.
Because it looks like when he's just talking with Aladdin, he's like the blue genie, and then when he's out, like they're out in public, he kind of goes to like black Will Smith look.
Yeah, like he goes to his normal look when he's in public, but when he's just around Prince of Boo Boo, he's Big Blue with Prince of Boo Boo.
And you know, he does do the funny stuff. We're watching the trailer. They're doing funny things.
He's singing the song.
They're singing, and you know, I was worried how it was going to turn out, and I like the trailer. And
I think the people playing Aladdin and Jasmine look good for the part, but I'm not a fan of the Jafar character.
The way he looks.
Yeah, because he's younger. Normal. Looks too normal.
He looks like a younger person, where Jafar was supposed to be like an older.
Yeah, I was hoping to see an older, more nefarious looking. Okay. Got a sinister eyebrows.
Right.
Looking like a chola.
With the high painted on brows.
Yeah, looking like some chola's grandma who's still down to party. That's the Jafar I was hoping for.
That's funny. So is it April? Is that what it said?
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to
April or May.
Either way, there's going to be a ton of nice movies coming out at that time.
It's going to be awesome. Endgame, Avengers, Endgame.
So this girl playing Jasmine, she was also in the Power Rangers.
Hello,
yes,
Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine. I'm a fan of this chick.
She was in. You just said she was in Power Rangers, the latest movie, 2016? I don't even remember. 2017. She was the Pink Ranger.
And now she's Princess Jasmine.
Yes, hello, Princess Jasmine.
And I think the guy playing Aladdin, he looks like a good Aladdin.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get used to Will Smith's voice taking over Robin Williams.
I'm okay. As soon as they announced it, I didn't want to release
listening to him sing that song in the trailer, like "You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me."
Yeah.
It's Will Smith's voice.
So I see what you're saying. That's that change. We hear those songs.
Yes. Yeah, okay, it's hard to put anyone else's voice over Robin Williams.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of hard to adjust.
I wonder who sings A Whole New World, because they did it in the trailer. They played the song in the trailer. Sounded like the original lady. What's her name again?
Is it that Filipina?
Yeah.
Solanga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember her first name.
She did a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah, she did. She sang a lot of those ballads.
She's such a good singer. So good.
Yeah, she was in Miss Saigon.
Yes.
On Broadway. And she's done a lot of stuff Broadway.
She's done a lot of stuff. But anyway, it sounded just like her. I was like, oh man, I wonder if she brought her back to redo that. Or I don't know who else singing it, but it sounded really good.
I bet you they still kept her.
I'm excited for this movie now.
Yeah. And then the trailer, it looks like Iago's the giant, crazy phoenix-looking bird chasing them on the carpet.
Yeah, at some point.
That
carpet, the way they did carpet looks kind of good too.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the cartoon. Abu looks cool. Little Abu. I don't know if he's going to be talking though. I hope he does.
The squeaky voice.
Yeah, I hope he talks.
Yeah, because I don't think we saw any of the animals talking.
No? Well, in the cartoon, the tiger doesn't ever talk.
Right. And the tiger looked good in this too.
Mm-hmm. But it's just Iago and Abu that talk. But yeah.
Well, Abu didn't even really talk like with words though.
It was like squeaky.
Like
that. That's good. That was good. Good one, brother. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I knew Disney wasn't going to disappoint, but I had my hesitations for sure.
Disney has not been disappointing at all lately. Even with Marvel, everything they're doing has been badass.
It's been good. It's been good. Now, are you ready to transition?
Okay, we can talk about the next trailer that we just saw.
Gosh.
This is going to be a huge topic this week. I've seen everybody blowing up on social media.
Yes.
Stranger Things 3.
Oh my God. 4th of July is the release date, and I'm going to watch all of them.
In a row
on that day, probably.
Because it's a holiday. Why not?
Yeah.
We got all day to kill.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
It looks good. I mean, so it was a few minutes long.
Yeah, so it starts off with Dustin coming home, I guess, from a camp or something.
Yeah, I don't know, because they had a sign that says "Welcome back," so I don't know.
Yeah, so it looks like he just came home from a camp, and all the whole gang's there.
At his house.
And Eleven's controlling these toys to lead him out to the hallway.
Yeah, just to mess with them.
And he comes out, and they all surprise him, and then little Tyrone, what is his name? I don't remember the little black kid's character. He runs out there and they all surprise him, and Dustin has like a can of spray and sprays them in the face. And they're just screaming at each other, and he don't got his teeth in, so he's all gums.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it takes place on 4th of July too. This season, I should say.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of summer stuff going on.
A lot of summer stuff.
Some weird, I guess.
Swimming pool.
The mayor has a huge part to play in this for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't know yet, but there's a lot going on with this mayor.
Yeah. Who's the mayor?
Oh shit!
Was it Carrie Ools? Looked like him.
No, it was somebody I didn't recognize. I didn't recognize this guy. Familiar. It was not Carrie Ools though. But yeah, so the Demogorgon looks crazier.
If it is the Demogorgon, or if it's a new character, that at the very end of the trailer they showed it. It looked like hulked out.
Yeah, and it's like all going down at the mall.
Yeah, they're in a mall. A couple of the characters might be working at the mall,
and it looks like someone's up to they're like someone's trying to kill somebody because old little Busey's running around with a gun.
Yes.
Gary Busey's
son. And another guy looked like Randy Orton. I'm not sure, but it kind of looked like him. We just barely watched the trailer. Again, just to recap, we should have looked into it more, but looked like him. So yeah, they were like in a fun house or something like that.
Yeah, like in a fun house with guns.
Or it could have been at the carnival.
Could be at the carnival.
Could have been at the carnival because there's a carnival. There's a mall scene. There's at the downtown scene. So they're gonna be all over the place.
Oh, speaking of Power Rangers. The new girl that they introduced on last season, her older brother, he's kind of like a dickhead, and he was the Red Ranger from Power Ranger movie.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's right. Yeah, the Red Ranger.
So
plays like the bad boy.
Yeah, the bad
new
boy with the mullet.
Season 2. That's right.
With the little peach fuzz stash and the mullet. He's a badass. So, anyways,
that's right.
Yeah, this awesome. One, it looks like he's been infected by these pollywogs.
Yeah,
because it shows him in the shower and his arms like that venom symbiote.
Yeah,
going all over him.
The veins are infected or something.
Yeah, so it looks like something he's going to be.
Does he turn into the character?
Or maybe he's like half Demogorgon.
Interesting.
I think we just ruined the
whole
Buko
series. Boys just bring something up. Spoiler alert! In case we're right.
Oh shit! Keep your eyes. Wait for July 4th. We'll figure this out.
But our predictions.
Oh my god! I can't wait for it. It's been such a good series.
It's so good. And they're kids, but they do such a good job acting. I've said it again. I'll keep saying it.
And there's not a lot to this series where because I pick shows apart all the time, and I find the little holes, and it drives me nuts. There was nothing about this series so far where I've had to like pick it apart and say this was stupid. This was stupid. It's been pretty good. These Duffer brothers, the Duffer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've been pretty good on keeping the storyline going with filling in the gaps.
Yeah, and they did a good job like as the kids age too.
Yes. So this one they're going to be.
So it's hard to tell. It's 4th of July. So are they on summer break or are they getting out of what? I don't know. What were they? Middle school? Was that what they were in?
Yeah, they were in middle school.
Middle school. So are they going into high school? I don't know. Or are like the high school students, the older kids, are they like graduated? So I don't know where they're going in the timeline there. But I like how they're doing it so far.
Yeah, and then what's the cop's name?
Oh man, what is
He's got a cool little stash going. He's got a Magnum PI look.
Yeah, he got like his aloha shirt or something. Yeah. Yeah, you made a good point. Like, is he like a detective now versus sheriff? Like,
well, later on into the trailer, it showed him in his sheriff suit.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of looked like he was doing some private eye stuff where
he was just getting ready for a hot date.
Maybe.
That was his outfit. Yeah. I'm wondering the relationship with him and Eleven in this series too. Because he was like a father figure in series 2.
Well, I did notice she's still wearing that little hair tie bracelet thing that he gave her.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yep, she's still wearing it in the trailer.
I might binge season 1 and 2 again before 3 starts.
I'll probably just binge season 3 in one day.
Yep, I'll probably binge season 1 and 2 within a weekend.
I do want to rewatch stuff, but I feel like I just don't have that much time. But I'm not really watching anything right now. I mean, Umbrella Academy's done. I tried to watch this other one that just came out on Netflix called The Order.
Okay.
And it looks like these kids trying to get accepted into college and get like into some certain fraternity. It was stupid. I tried watching the first episode.
Good to know.
So corny. Just like shit's happening so fast that you're just like supposed to know this stuff already.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it at all. The acting kind of sucks. The storyline's kind of starting in a point that probably shouldn't have started at. And yeah, and I'm just not digging the story. The plot's kind of stupid.
You know what? There's another Netflix series I wanted to get into. I had a hard time kind of focusing on it. Was Lost in Space.
I never started it. I wanted to watch that too when it came out a few years ago. And then I never got to it. I never heard anything good about it. There was no
I never heard anyone talk about it. I just had a hard time getting into it. I just saw season 2's coming out soon. So I was like, do I want to try it again? I'm on the fence.
I never even gave it a chance. So if
Stranger Things 3, July 4th. Oh man, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm binging that.
And because the last 2 seasons came out around Halloween time. Which made sense. They came out around that fall time. Made sense for where it was going, and they didn't have it this last fall, and I was.
Yeah, I think that's why it's going with the July 4th release.
Yep.
I think some of that had to do with Molly Bobby Brown's availability, Millie 11, because she was doing that Godzilla movie.
Yep.
So I bet you they had to do some delays.
Too. I think she had another project.
Yeah, she's busy. She's getting a lot of work.
Good for her. I mean, she's doing a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I like all the kids though.
Oh, all the kids are getting work.
So let's transition from Stranger Things to the White Lady. Not just any random white lady.
Yeah, and not cocaine either.
But if you're watching YouTube, Dale's got a funk pop character of a white lady. I'm holding up to the camera.
And that was a Comic-Con exclusive from the Philippines.
Oh, this one glows in the dark.
Yeah, it's super scary. Super scary.
But now the white lady, you got this because you just said, it was it's an Asia theme, folklore, and this is one in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But the white lady, I've actually heard it in a lot of different.
It's in a lot of cultures. It's in a lot of cities. Like almost every town has a place that's haunted with a lady in white, and almost every country has a historic story or folklore of a ghost lady in white, and it's usually about like somebody getting killed on their wedding day or something like that.
Yeah.
So tell me the myth of the Filipino lady in white.
So this one is usually they died from something stressful. Okay, and maybe it was abuse, a beating, something like that. And what they do is they haunt the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But they just like end up in the back of your car.
Okay, so it's not one specific lady in white or white lady.
Yeah, it almost seems like it could be
anybody.
Yeah.
That was done wrong.
Because it seems like you mentioned, it happens in different areas. Like there's reports all over, like in the Philippines, there's reports all over the place.
And another thing is a lot of apparitions when they do appear are kind of grayish or whitish. So I mean, it could have just been like just a spirit manifesting and then right away.
Yeah, the white lady.
Holy shit!
Because she's wearing.
Did you see that?
She's like she's like almost transparent white, or like grayish with a white dress, and sometimes most of the time you don't even see the feet. Just kind of like it almost seems like they're floating there, and sometimes there's like no facial expressions, like no face, or if there is one, it's kind of disfigured face. So obviously that sounds scary.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to, see that on the side of the road. But it's
especially
most of the time
you're the one beating her up.
Yeah. But it's most of the time people see it as they're driving along the road and they just see this lady in white almost kind of floating, or they almost kind of run over. They think they're going to hit somebody, but then they drive through it.
Whoops. Like that?
Like that. And you just don't want to come in contact with it. Now, there's no like stories of anyone like dying from seeing it or anything like that I've noticed. But yeah, it's just a scary sight. And I've got more folklore from the Hawaiian culture since we just came back from Hawaii. On this one, same type of situation, but most of the time, like the white lady is more attractive versus like the Filipino culture is like disfigured or no face. And sometimes there'll be a pet white dog. So like I didn't really notice I caught stories if it was floating, but there's also a dog sometimes with him. And what she does is in Hawaiian culture, they're testing your kindness. So there's basically a hitchhiker, and if you go to pick them up, they get in the car, and then when you look back, they're gone. So it's kind of like testing your kindness, if you're willing to help people. And it likes smoking, So they always say, like, offer them a cigarette, but you don't need matches because they can light it with their fingers, like a snap of their finger, they can light the cigarette. Mm-hmm. And then there's also stories of, it's kind of the same. She's a white lady, but instead of the white dress, she's wearing a red dress at the bottom, dancing around volcanoes.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, interesting. So interesting story. I think even Mexico has stories of the white lady as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think almost every culture has that.
Yeah. So post something about this. I want to know if you guys know any other white lady stories in different cultures, or if you know someone, or if you heard a good white lady story.
Yeah, we'd love to tell it, or we'll read it on the show. Let me tell you about my experience with the lady in white.
Okay, let's hear this.
You were with me at the Benson Grist Mill in Tooele.
Okay.
And they say
Tooele,
at the
Utah.
mill, that mill has a lady in white that haunts it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
Well, as we go inside the mill to investigate, there is a white dress on a, those mannequin proportion bodies for dressmakers.
For fitting, yeah. So there's like no head to it. It's just the body frame.
So there's a white dress in there already.
Yeah,
and
I
I
remember
can see
seeing
already,
it.
Okay, people already off the bat are going to see that and start assuming things or telling stories based off of that.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I already knew that was going to be a bullshit thing, that there's no lady in white there. Well, I ended up making contact with a spirit that kept, communicating with me.
Okay.
And I was asking her all these questions. I came to find out as a girl, and, out of all the questions I asked, come to find out it was this woman who people assume is the lady in white, and so she just kind of goes with it, I guess, when she answers people's questions. But she was pretty good at answering a lot of my questions. She was there with me for a long time. And then later on that night, I felt her presence again in a different little cabin off to the side of that mill. And I asked if it was her, and she said, yeah, so it was her again. So I went and tested this device we use called the Ghost Meter Pro. And I was like, okay, this thing gives off, yes and no answers by, I'll ask it to move the needle once for yes, move the needle twice for no. Well, with the concept of what it is, it's just picking up frequencies, and the ghost can manipulate the frequencies to answer the question. So instead of giving the question, I already knew the answers to the questions. I want to see if it was still the same lady in white that they called.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. It's going to be the same questions I've already asked you, but I already know the answers. And I asked it in a way that all the answers had to be yes. There wasn't going to be any, this one's yes, this one's no. It was all having to be yes.
Okay.
And it was probably between 12 and 15 questions. And I shit you not, it said yes to every single one of those. Because I was wondering, is this thing just giving off bogus readings, just giving me yes and no's at random?
Okay.
But because it will give you yes and no's, and you don't know what's true and what's not, or if it's just the device is acting weird with you. I've never once seen it do a series of all the same answers before. Okay. And it did all yes answers to every one of those questions I asked. And then when we went, you didn't come with me the second time I went there. I went there a second time with my wife, and it was the whole team barbecue. And Brandy, who's on the team, who's a medium, my wife was like, I want to go with her because I feel safer with her, knowing that she can see things. Well, anyways, I tell Brandy about the situation that I had last time, about the lady that I made contact with and everything. And Brandy was like, oh, I think I know the girl you're talking about.
Interesting.
She's been there a few times, and she's already knows the layout of what spirits live in what places. So when we get to this the cabin next to the mill, I start asking if that girl wants to come out and come out, just start talking to us. And then within a few seconds, Brandy's like, oh, she's here now, she's right here. And she goes, oh, her name's what was her name? I think it was Jenny. I can't remember now what her name was, but I know I couldn't figure out her name when we were first there.
Okay.
And I kept asking, was it this? Is it this? I kept saying no. And then finally I was like, well, can I just call you Leslie? And it's all, yeah, you can call me Leslie, but that's not my name. Well, anyways, when we get there, Brandy tells me what her name is. And she's like, yeah, she likes you. She thinks you're cute. Like, I don't blame her. But I was there with my wife, so.
Oh, rats.
But then Brandy goes and tells me that she's only 17. So that blew it there again. Damn it. Two things holding me back from ghost love.
Ghost love.
I'm kidding. That'd be weird.
Interesting. Awesome.
So that was my Lady in White story.
Yeah,
She
let
was
us know
not
if you guys
really-
if you have some interesting stories of that as well. We want to hear. We want to hear.
Well, we saved something. I know I posted about this if you're following us on social media.
Yes.
We've been holding out since we got back from Hawaii on chocolate.
More treats. We did some treats on the last episode, and we got some more.
And nuts.
All right.
And cookies.
We got quite the assortment.
All right, let's start with these nuts. With the big famous macadamia nuts in Hawaii is the Mauna Loa.
All right, hold on. Let's transition. Let's transition here. All right, because we're gonna probably cut this part out just for YouTube. So we're gonna transition. Okay, so we got some treats back from Hawaii. A lot of different assortment: nuts, chocolates, cookies, and we want to try them out. So what's the first thing you got, Dale?
First one we will do. Oh, let's start with the savory, the Maui onion and garlic macadamia.
So this brand is Mauna Loa, very popular. So this one, you said Maui onion and garlic, and then what was the other one?
The other one is honey roasted macadamias.
All right. So you want to do this one first?
Yeah, do that one first, and then we'll go with the sweet.
The packaging is different. It's kind of like a triangular. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna hold them up. We're gonna hold them up to it. But oh man, they're kind of a little difficult. A lot of air in them.
But
you know, it smells.
We've had
smells
regular
good.
macadamia nuts, of course. Haven't had much of the flavored macadamia nuts, so we got to give this a try.
Yeah, they got the seasoning on it. Oh, that's strong right off the bat.
It's so good, though.
That is good. Are you a garlic fan?
Hell yeah, you know I am.
I'm a garlic fan. I love a good garlic flavor.
That was really good.
My wife doesn't like it when I have a lot of garlic flavor.
Of course.
That's good. That is good.
I'm a fan of that, for sure. All right, next up, we have the honey roasted macadamias.
Honey roasted.
And I really don't see how that could go wrong.
Do you like honey roasted nuts?
Of course.
You like all nuts.
All nuts.
Yeah, you got the little coating on it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's good. You have another one. That's good.
I could see with these, the onion and garlic flavor, getting sick of that flavor right away. It's a really good flavor, but I could totally see getting sick of it after, if you're trying to snack on it.
Yeah.
That flavor might be a little overpowering after a couple handfuls maybe. But damn, that honey roasted, I could probably eat a whole damn bag of that.
They're both really good. All right, next one.
The cookies.
The cookies. Coconut Krispies. The brand is Kauai Cookie with a K. Let's open this up.
Hope it's better than the Aloha Cookie Company.
Better than the what?
That Aloha Cookie Company out there.
Honolulu.
Is it Honolulu?
Yeah, Honolulu.
Okay.
All right.
Are these all the same flavor?
Yeah. So it's coconut flavored. Just like a shortbread, right? That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's crispy. Strong coconut flavor.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of like those macaroon cookies?
Yeah.
Like that, but more of a hard shortbread crunch to it.
This is good. This would be good with like a
coffee.
Like a coffee or a chai tea.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's so good.
We could give it to Mom. She would love it.
With her coffee, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right, that one's really good.
All right, toffee next.
This is a Island Princess brand, Melee Max. And this is toffee coated macadamia nuts and then covered in luscious milk chocolate, it says.
So I've had the chocolate covered macadamia, but never with toffee.
Never with toffee.
Oh, so there's two.
So there's just two, like egg shape.
Damn, that's
testy shape.
Cheers.
Cheers. One and a half.
Damn, that is pretty good.
That was good.
That chocolate tastes different. Because I'm used to the Hawaiian Host flavor. Mm-hmm. Which we have, the next two is Hawaiian Host.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really good.
That is good. That's good. That's a winner.
Melee Max.
Melee Max.
Okay, look for that next time we're in Hawaii.
Island Princess brand. That's good.
All right, next one up is the Matcha Max.
Ooh.
Hawaiian Host brand.
Hawaiian Host.
That's what the famous one that everyone knows.
Yeah. So matcha max, so matcha green tea powder is what I'm assuming they're going with. I'm just assuming.
Matcha is completely different from green tea.
Oh, here. Green tea, chocolate covered whole macadamia. Oh, so it looks like
it's like green tea, right?
Yeah. So it kind of comes like peanut butter cup style.
Peanut butter cup style.
So instead of milk chocolate, it's a matcha chocolate. Okay. I can
taste it like a white chocolate taste.
Yeah, it's white. I don't. Does it say milk chocolate or just says? It says green tea chocolate. So I think you're right. I think they use white chocolate.
And you taste the matcha. Get the green color.
I like that. I can see people might not. I love matcha. I don't know if you love matcha.
I like matcha. I don't taste much matcha. I taste more of white chocolate. I taste a little matcha. I can taste the matcha flavoring a little bit.
Okay.
But it's more of the creamy milk chocolate or white chocolate that I taste over everything.
For sure.
The macadamia gives a good crunch.
So do you say it's more of a hint of matcha is what you're saying?
Hint of matcha. More of the white chocolate kind of takes over everything else for me.
I definitely agree. The white chocolate taste is more prominent. But for me, it's a little bit more than just like a hint of matcha. I definitely taste the matcha myself. But I love matcha, so.
Maybe I was just concentrating too much on that white chocolate. Right, next one, Hawaiian Host.
All right, another Hawaiian Host. This is just normal Hawaiian Host chocolate, but it's dark chocolate.
So, I've never had the dark chocolate from Hawaiian Host, so that's why we got it. So if you're thinking, that's just stupid, why would you get that? It's because we haven't had the dark chocolate, duh.
Yeah, it just looks like a normal...
Looks like a drop. Like they had a macadamia nut sitting there, and then they just squirted chocolate on it.
Squirt, squirt.
Okay, that is a strong dark chocolate.
Let's see.
But
did you know Hawaiian Host is over 80 years old?
I believe it.
Okay.
It starts off, so the initial taste of that dark chocolate tasted like it was going to be like a strong bitter chocolate.
Right.
But it ends up being really sweet and smooth at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good job, Hawaiian Host.
They're probably one of the best.
Well, they've had a lot of years.
I'm not disappointed so far.
All right, so the next one's Kona bars.
Kona bars. What do I do first?
Let's do this. Oh, you know what? Maybe
we just had dark, and this is dark.
Yeah, maybe we'll stick with that.
So Kona bar. We have 2 Kona bars. That's the brand. This is a dark chocolate. Oh, okay. So this is 100% Kona coffee beans and toasted coconut. This flavor. Mm-hmm. So Kona coffee is one of the most popular coffees there.
Yeah.
They make it themselves. And this one has some toasted coconut. It is Belgian dark chocolate. And it's 60% cacao. All right. We rip into this.
I'm excited.
It's gold on the inside.
Coffee, coconut, dark chocolate.
Let's break you off a little piece.
There we go.
Cheers. Right, cheers.
Wow. Lots of coffee.
You see pieces in here. Hard to make out if it's like coffee bean or coconut.
That's coffee bean ground up inside the chocolate. So you get little crispy crunches.
Mm-hmm. Do you like coffee flavored treats?
I like the chocolate covered coffee beans.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of coffee flavored, like stuff like that. This is not very strong though, coffee flavor. So if you have a hesitation, it's like, oh my god, I don't want really like coffee. I'm not really tasting a lot of it, which is, for me, good.
Well, at first I did. At that first bite, I had a strong sense of coffee, but then it just kind of smoothed out. And then I'm not getting strong coconut flavor. I'm getting a lot of the coffee and dark chocolate flavor. But I think the coffee is kind of hiding the coconut. It's kind of mixing together. I
can get little hints of the coconut, but it's definitely the toasted coconut flavor.
There is toasted coconut in that chocolate too, though. Yeah. Because I'm getting pieces at the end. I'm getting a little soft.
You can tell it's coconut.
You can tell the difference between the coffee bean and the coconut.
All right, here's another one. So this is 100% Kona coffee beans and passion fruit. This is a Belgian milk chocolate 35%. Looks nice. So passion fruit, or else they also call it lilikoi.
I'm excited to try this milk chocolate.
All right, break you off a little piece. Yeah, pieces flying at me. Oh, eat it. Don't waste any.
Keep it in the packaging then.
All right, cheers again.
Go. Weird.
I could smell the passion fruit right away.
Sour taste. There's a sour taste to it.
Like a tart. The passion fruit, like a little tartness.
But it's weird.
It is. I don't really think it goes together.
With the sour, the coffee, and chocolate, it's not bad. It's actually, I could probably finish this bar if I wanted to, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, not my favorite.
I think the dark chocolate coconut went better. I think trying to do passion fruit and coffee is kind of a really weird combo.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is it's not bad. The aftertaste is pretty weird. Having this aftertaste is pretty funky.
The passion fruit lilikoi.
There's like really sour parts, really tart parts of the taste, and then chocolate mellows it out.
Then I got a nut at the end, or maybe just sucking my teeth. I don't know from the other ones. Okay. Well, that was our next round of Hawaiian treats.
Well, that was our last round of Hawaiian treats.
Yeah, that's true.
That was so hard holding on to these for this long.
I know.
I have no idea the struggle.
Chocolate. It's delicious chocolate.
You know, last night I was craving chocolate, and I was so tempted to come up.
You couldn't wait to record?
I was going to eat this shit up.
So glad you held on.
Oh, me too.
But I don't want to say what, but we might have another Hawaiian treat next week. Remember? I'm not going to say. Okay, you remember. So we might have another one. Might be a little fun. Might be a funny episode. So, yeah. Wait for that next week.
All right. Well, thanks for enjoying your time with us here. I think this will wrap it up.
Yes, it will. Thanks again for watching another episode of Buko Boys.
All right. Love you guys.
Take care.